I ran 20 miles on the treadmill this week, and I chose to do so. I wasn't forced to do it. I know many runners out there hate running on the so-called treadmill, but I kind of like it. And I actually think it's kind of important when you're training for long distances. I'm going to tell you why in just a moment. But before I do, my name is Steve Miller. And if you like this kind of content, please consider liking this video and clicking that subscribe button. All right. So this week was my last long run before a marathon I have coming up in 2 weeks. Now, it's not a race or anything like that. It's just 26 miles I'm going to run. And I'm doing that because later on this year, I have chosen a couple of routes that are 35 and 50 mile runs, and I need to build up that volume, build up that distance. And unfortunately, today it's really nice outside. This past week has been rather crappy weather here in Virginia, and I need to get my miles in. So that left running indoors as an option. I don't necessarily like running outdoors in the rain, but I have in the past. But when you're doing 20 miles, if you have the chance to avoid it, that's my go-to recommendation. But anyway, so I needed to run 20 miles. I needed to do it on the treadmill. And like I said, a lot of people really hate doing so. They find it boring. They find it monotonous. But I like it. And I like it mainly for two reasons. Number one, when I'm out on the road, my pace fluctuates all over the place. Yes, I have a heart rate monitor on my watch that can kind of keep me in the zone or kind of program it for a pace. But on the treadmill, that pace is dialed in. And if I need to make a slight adjustment, maybe even a tenth of a mile per hour, I can do that. I can really dial it in and keep my heart rate where I want it to be, keep my pace where I want it to be, and kind of do the mental maths between what it is at a slower pace, what it is at a faster pace, so I can average things out. It's really easy to do that, and I like having that flexibility. Some people say it's also an easier run. I personally don't feel that way. I have consistently been more tired after running on a treadmill than when running on the streets. So take that for what it's worth. But the second thing, and this is where I really think running on a treadmill is important, is running long distances, whether it be a marathon, whether it be a 50K, 50 miler, 100, etc. It's a mental game. Yes, your body has to show up. Yes, your body has to deliver. But your mind is driving you through that process. And if you're on a treadmill for 4, 5, 6 hours doing a long run, and all you have is that blank wall in front of you or that TV set in the distance, to me that really helps. Leading up to this long run, I did a 10 mile, 11 mile, and a 17 mile long run. And those were great. I would stop along the way, take a few pictures. It was nice. It was nice. But on the treadmill, it was just go, an hour at a time. I guess the third kind of thing I like about having the treadmill is that if you need to take a bathroom break, you're at the gym, you're at home, whatever, you just hop on off and take care of business, so to speak. So that is why I like running on the treadmill. I prefer running outdoors, 100%. I have invested in a lot of gear since I started running again in August, and it's really geared towards running outside. But there are times, especially during the winter cold months here in Virginia, that I do not want to be outside. I do have a kind of temperature threshold of when it gets below that, that temp, I don't want to be outdoors. But most of the time I can manage and get through it. In fact, when I ran an ultra in December, it started off in the mid-20s and didn't get much above freezing before I finished it in the afternoon. So, but anyway, that's that. But yeah, so I like treadmills. I recommend treadmills, especially if you maybe have some joint issues. It's a nice way to maybe take some of the impact out if you're just bouncing on they asphalt the sidewalk like I do around here in the neighborhood when I do my easy runs throughout the week. But yeah, 20 is done. This week will be a taper. Next week will be a little bit build up before doing the marathon on the 26th or 27th of April. I don't know yet which day I'm going to do that, simply because I'm looking at the forecast, and the forecast is not looking good at this point. So it may be another indoor run, which is fine, because when I was training for my ultra last year, I had to do my 23-mile run that week indoors as well. So we'll see what happens. You know, the important thing is just moving for me. That is the thing that I love the most, is just getting out there, moving. And I'm sore today. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sore. I wasn't really sore after my 17-mile run last week, but this 20-miler, I'm feeling it, and I really attribute that to not taking the time out this past week and getting in the strength and mobility training that I had been up to that point doing pretty good. And you know, there's two reasons why I think that's the case as well. Number one, in the past, I've made it a point to do my strength and mobility in the morning and then the runs in the afternoon. And even if I miss a run in the afternoon, I haven't found that really detrimental to my long runs on the weekend. Sometimes they're a little bit slower, but body ache wise, I still feel pretty good. This week I kind of flipped that around, did the runs in the morning, did a little yoga midday, and then maybe did a walk or something in the afternoon. And I was really good about getting the runs in, was really good about walking in at some point in the afternoon. Less so of doing the yoga and strength and mobility midday. So I think this week I'm going to go back to doing strength and mobility in the morning. I also really find that helps me center and get the day going when I do things that way. I really like that. You know, the old joke in the gym is, right, you don't skip leg day. Well, as a runner, I don't think you can really skip strength and mobility training. It really helps. So I need to get back into that. I'm gonna start trying to get back into YouTube as well. I'm doing some stuff on the Instagram with stories and you know, logging the run, because I really want to chronicle this, because like I said, I have the 35-mile, I have the 50-miler I want to do this year. Those are both goals I have. So basically, the 35-mile run is a run through Washington, D.C. on a specific route that coincides with the Conqueror Virtual Challenge. So basically doing the virtual challenge in real life. And then the 50-mile run I want to do is basically from Alexandria, Virginia to Fredericksburg, Virginia. I think that'll be a fun little run. Kind of like Planet Fitness to Planet Fitness, so to speak. So I can, you know, get a shower in at the end of the day and do that. I also may do a 20-mile overnight run. My friend Jeff, who is a runner here in the DC area, he mentioned that race to me last night, and he said if I sign up, he'll sign up. And I like the idea of a 20-mile overnight trail run. I think that'll be fun. So yeah, that's life. I'm going to do some gear reviews coming up as well, because I have spent, as I said, a lot of money over the past few months tricking out my gear. Some of it I really, really like. Some of it I really, really didn't. And yeah, we'll go from there. If you have any questions you want to ask me, drop it down below. Any questions on the gear I use, I'll be happy to discuss that in greater detail, and probably drop a review on that as well. But yeah, I'm going to go out and enjoy the rest of my Sunday, and hope you are doing the same. Until next time, as I always say, be true to yourself and always be awesome.